Hi everyone, and surprise surprise, I am actually back. Let's playing again, and this time it's with Star Trek Away Team, a three-quarter view isometric strategy game developed by Reflexive Entertainment and published by Activision in 2001. This isn't one of the classic Star Trek games. Well, there weren't that many classic games, but I suppose the Holy Trinity is... they were described were close to that, but anyway, let's get started.
Captain Rafellian's log, stardate 54801.3. The maiden voyage of the USS Incursion has proven successful. Commander Data, the crew's technical advisor, has joined us for the first test of the holographic masking system, a technology that allows the Incursion to disguise itself holographically as any ship. During our test, we infiltrated Klingon space and received a distress signal from a Klingon cruiser under attack from a Romulan warbird. By disguising the Incursion as another warbird, we tricked the Romulans into departing the sector temporarily and rescued some of the Klingon ship's crew. The Klingons told us that Latrol, a nearby Klingon research station, was also under attack by Romulan forces. Starfleet Command has ordered the Incursion to investigate the situation discreetly and rescue essential Klingon personnel. Sensors are detecting massive firefights across the station between Romulan Centurions and the remaining Klingon warriors, so the situation is extremely dangerous. I have no doubts that the away team I have chosen will handle the situation appropriately.
Okay, so this is the first introduction to Marcus Rafellian, who's our captain and overall in command of the Incursion.
The Romulans have breached most of the Klingon defense systems and will soon control the entire station. You will likely encounter strong resistance from Romulan forces. Your primary objective is to rescue two captured Klingon scientists to ascertain the purpose of the Romulans' attack. Your secondary objective is to assist Klingon warriors directly engaged with Romulan Centurions. Since this is your first mission, I will monitor your movements with the Incursion sensors and guide you through some of the encounters.
Stay focused on the mission objectives and watch your back. Outside of this area is a battle zone, and there's a Romulan target that's in our way.
Select your entire team by clicking and dragging a selection box around them. When they are selected, click an area behind the Romulan to move the team into combat position.
Now this is the tutorial mission, as I'm sure you're aware, so there's going to be a lot of exposition around it, but in later missions there's actually going to be quite a lot of autonomy to them. Each individual away team member has their own unique abilities. In this case you can see that Rafellian carries concussion grenades, which are exactly what you'd think.
Once the team is in position, right-click on the lower right inventory bar and select the phaser. Now move the cursor over the Romulan. When the targeting cursor turns green, click to fire the selected weapon.
Okay, well let's do that then. He's dead.
Excellent. That task is complete.
Now, sneak around the building to the north and avoid the landmine. You can press your pause time key to freeze the action in pause time, allowing you to issue commands to your team. After issuing orders in pause time, press the pause time key again to return to real time, and the team will perform their tasks.
Yeah, so again, real-time strategy game, fairly standard stuff. We just need to avoid this landmine. The Romulans aren't as nice about revealing their mines later in the game, but while they're here, let's pick up some mines. And yeah, this is me not being used to the controls, and right mouse click picks stuff up and fires phasers, so it can be a little bit tricky sometimes with the controls. Anyway, back to my original exposition. We had the Incursion that was shown at the beginning of this, and for you guys who have watched my Star Trek Armada 2 LP, you'll recognise the Incursion as the holographic ship, and there is quite a lot of sort of interplay between...
There is a Romulan lookout ahead. Click on the vision cone icon at the bottom left of the screen and select the Romulan to see his field of view. Then select Tandorla and equip her sniper rifle. Have her move into a firing position that avoids the Romulan's line of sight. When the crosshairs of the sniper rifle are green, you have a clear shot.
Damn it, Data, stop interrupting me. Anyway, The incursion was in Star Trek Armada 2 in the final mission, and there is quite a lot of crossover. Now, I didn't have a green, I didn't wait for the green lens there, but fortunately Tlandoria was able to take it down without any problems, and now let's sneak on the
well-thrown
Romulans.
concussion grenade from Captain Rathelian would likely incapacitate the group of Romulans.
Now, of course, this is a stealth game for the most part, but that doesn't mean we can't make loud explosions. Goodbye.
All of the Romulans attacking the Klingon have been eliminated. Approach the trapped Klingon warrior so he is aware of your presence to complete part of the secondary objective.
Now, secondary objectives are quite important in a way, team, mainly due to the fact that you get upgrades throughout the game, and you get those upgrades faster if you achieve secondary missions. In fact, if you don't achieve secondary missions at all, you often won't get the upgrades.
I am grateful for your assistance. Now I must battle more Romulans. Kapla!
Off he goes. And you'll see the Romulans are quite weak, and the Klingon helps us out there. I see, more Romulans. Now, you'll have noticed me using two things already. The first is the audio cone. You'll see it there, the blue lines emanating from my people. That is what or how far people can hear you. There are 3 movement controls: crouch, run, and walk. And I'm sure you can guess. Crouch is slowest, walk is in the middle, run is fastest, and crouch makes almost no noise, whereas run means you can be heard from halfway across the map. So therefore there are certainly advantages to using all of them. Some of them you just have to move quickly, which means running, and when you're going to be
Next,
sneaky.
Select Medical Officer Serta and order her to crouch by toggling the movement mode icon at the bottom left corner of the interface. Then move Serta behind the Romulan guard and use her neural disruptor to incapacitate the Romulan.
Okay, so this is an ability that medical officers have. We actually have 3 different medical officers on the incursion, and they're all sort of in order of destructiveness. We have a couple of... We have one who has a load of hypersprays but not many neural disruptors, one who's in the middle, and another who is a lot of neural disruptors and not as many hyposprays. So it really depends what you're aiming to do with the mission, what you're
Sweet
going
dreams, Romulan weasel.
to... Oh, that wasn't very nice, but anyway, that worked. But going back to my original point on the incursion, you saw it in Star Trek Armada 2. And there is some sort of crossover, certainly with all the Activision games. There is definitely a... they try and put as much into the games as they possibly can, as much crossover into the games as they can. The incursion does have a checkered history.
Sensors are detecting a small cloaking signature near the Romulan vessel. Engage the Romulan Centurion and acquire the portable cloaking technology. Ivan Varov, your science officer, should be able to use the cloaking device.
Quite good. I like that idea. So let's sneak up on him. Actually, let's not. I'm not going to engage in combat with someone who can cloak. How about this? Yeah, that works quite nicely. And switch back to phases. Now, I argued at the time that, you know, why would the incursion be legal under the Treaty of Alderaan for no cloaking technology when it's pretty much the same thing? My guys are rubbish. It doesn't matter anyway. You know, it's pretty much cloaking technology, if not better than cloaking technology, because cloaking can be detected, whereas a holographic ship, apparently there's no way.
Typical shoddy Romulan engineering. But I think I can salvage this cloaking suit.
And yes, we do have the stereotypical Russian as well as part of the team, so problems. But the incursion also does feature in Starfleet Command
One of your
3.
team members has been attacked. You are now in pause time. By default, the game will enter pause time after an attack to give you the chance to decide what to do next. You may toggle this auto-pause feature off in the options menu.
Bit of fourth wall breaking from Data there, but we'll come back to Star Trek Armada, Starfleet Command 3, because I am tempted to LP that, and even if I don't LP it, it is something that I want to mention, certainly in a video or something like that, because it's that really, I think, is part of the Activision holy trinity, as it were, as far as Star Trek games went. But unfortunately, it's also one of the rarer games as well. So let's move round and start to finish this mission off. We can run at this point because there's no Romulans anywhere near us, but you can see how wide that cone is. So, you know, you don't run if you're trying to be sneaky. Dead Klingon, Romulan. Okay, so we're going to wait for him to turn round. And this is what a lot of the game actually comes round to. You basically have to wait for your opportune moments. And this is one of those things with, you know, it's probably the case with all stealth games, to tell you the truth, that, you know, you spend a lot of your time waiting for an opportune moment. So it's certainly not got the crash, bang and wallop of other games. Now, Away Team does have an in-game save menu, which I do use because a lot of the time these missions can go 20, 30, 40 minutes and you can screw up with just one, you know, you can mess up with just one shot, and I don't want that to happen. So it's one of those things where certainly you often have to just save scum a lot of the time, especially if you're coming up to something really difficult. I think that, like, you're not under any obligation to play fair with the PC, because it doesn't really play fair with you on a lot of occasions. Okay, this guy's actually quite difficult because his vision cone comes quite a long way, and
once the area is secured, move Science Officer Ivan Verov to the control panel. Then use his computer skill to deactivate the force field.
Okay, we'll do that then, although it's easier said than done, of course. The problem is we can't use a grenade here, because if we catch that Klingon scientist in it, the Klingon scientist will die. So I'm afraid that we're just waiting for him to come round the corner. Ugh, sniper rifle doesn't work. Come on, come on. Wall. What was that about first thing? What was that about madness being trying the same thing twice and hoping it works? I'm good at this stuff. Yeah, you will see plenty of not great play, you have to admit, but I think that overall I get the hang of it.
I can hack into this with my tech kit.
Okay, and there's multiple sort of systems here. You can have tech
Federation
kits.
officers, your assistance is surprising, but certainly welcome. The Romulans attacked us without warning. They are attempting to steal our research. They must not be allowed to take the contagion. I assume by your presence that the other researchers that left before the Romulan attack made it through to Starfleet.
I wasn't informed of any other researchers. Let's get you off the surface. Energize. Good work. There's still one more scientist on the other side of this base.
And more Romulans to take care of.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah, for a medical officer, Surtur's a little bit militant, shall we say. Now, the other side of this equation, did you notice the Klingon saying they mustn't be allowed to steal our research on the contagion? I'm sure it's an honourable contagion that you have there, sir. So I don't know why the Klingons have this pretense of an honour system at the moment. Did I leave someone behind? I'm not sure if I've got 4 people there. Oh yeah, I do. She just came around the other side because she could. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get all of them in one go. I could time it. I could time it so that I throw the concussion grenade and at the same time snipe the third one. That, of course, was if I was being clever. But that'll have to do instead. That works quite nicely. And this guy just seems to want to guard this wall. It's like, this wall is a menacing wall. I mean, he might be guarding that body just to see if it wakes up or not, but he's not going to get the chance. And the the phase neural disruptor is lethal. You know, it isn't a, it isn't a stun. There are stuns in the game, and you will use them at certain points. However, the neural disruptor is not a stun. It just literally shuts off. It just literally, I think, disconnects the brain from the spinal column. So, yeah, nice weapon.
Well fought. These Romulans stand no chance against our combined might. The Romulans are trying to capture our scientists and their research. We must not allow that to happen.
Just one of those things. I just don't think Klingon scientists are worth a damn to anyone anyway. Now, you will notice the trio of Romulans there are not in a great spot, so I'm going to try and sneak up behind them, because otherwise we just end up with a load of cover. So I'm going to sneak up behind them, and I'm going to go through this targ back here. Yes, that is a targ, as in the Klingon dog thing. Romulans are nothing if not persistent, that's for sure. Actually, I'm going to take one out from here while I've got the chance. I was hoping his bro might actually go down there and just see if he's... I was kind of hoping his bro would go down there and walk straight into the firing line again, but we're going to go round here, I think. It's one of the things you can do if you're in a mission where you can get the alarm sounded and not lose. Often you can drop someone in the sight, just drop one guy in the sight of someone else and have them walk into a firing line, which is pretty funny. I mean, this is 2001 sort of AI, and I don't think the AI was that good for 2001 anyway. So, the computer really does walk into traps if you set them, so might as well if you can. And here we go, we get the perfect sort of sneak up behind these two guys. Now, I have to admit, I am a bit of a sniper rifle, I am a bit of a huge sniper rifle fan in this game, so I use a lot of sniper rifles. However, I do also like the neural disruptor when I get a chance to use it, so... nighty-night. This is the quote-unquote clean way to try and go through here. Am I about to use a concussion grenade when I use the terminology clean? I think I might be. No, we're just going to shoot him. There we go. So that's all three of them down. And we get to rescue this scientist.
I will toast your honor in Stovo Core. Or at least my comrades will.
Aww. I believe that's all the scientists saved now. Yep, you can see there. So we've achieved the secondary objective. And I'm going to be trying to get all the secondary objectives. Some of them are incredibly hard, so I can't guarantee that I will get all of them. However, I am going to get the vast majority of them. There are a couple. I think there's one mission on Kronos where you have to... basically be so stealthy I decided it wasn't worth it. Oh, and this Klingon warrior's going round the side here. He'll unfortunately see his dead targ here, but hopefully it won't spawn too much of a reaction. No, he doesn't seem bothered, obviously not his targ, so never mind. I was half expecting like an Easter egg here, just have him go no when he sees his targ dead, but obviously there was no... desire for that in the game coordinators. Now, there are two Romulans here, but there's just the one. The other one, I think, is just round the corner. So, yep, nail him. Good. Oh, here comes the other one. Back you go, guys. Actually, let's get Raphelion and see if I can get a really cheeky grenade in here. Yeah, this looks good. Although there is a random element, your guys sometimes can... Yeah, you noticed just before you blew up. Sometimes your guys can get throws with grenades hideously wrong, and when you get throws with grenades hideously wrong, I think you kind of know what happens. So we've just got this one scientist left and one Romulan guarding him. I'm trying to I think going this way around is probably better. I want to get... Oh, no chance, I guess. No. Yep, one thing the AI does, if it misses the first shot, it just runs towards you. Bad move. And so that's the Romulan dealt with, and now we can just rescue this Klingon scientist. So that's going to be the end of the tutorial mission. Easy peasy, but it's going to get tougher.
You honor me. 2 other scientists left to meet a Federation vessel before the Romulans attacked. The scientists were asserting a recently discovered alien contagion. We must not allow dishonorable Romulans to possess such a weapon.
Energize.
Captain, long-range sensors are detecting Romulan vessels entering the system. I recommend we depart quickly. What is the status of your team?
Mission objectives are complete, Commander Data. 4 to beam up.
Yep, so there we go, all the objectives complete, and let's just hope that contagion's going to inject everyone with honor, and it's not something really bad. Hands up people who think this is going to be really bad.
Captain's log, Stardate 54802.7. We have interrogated the rescued Klingons and learned that several of their fellow scientists left the Locktroll station yesterday. These Klingons were planning to rendezvous with a Federation starship, the USS Lake Gulf. According to the salvage medical records, these researchers had a highly volatile biological agent in their possession. I have relayed this information to Starfleet. Admiral Nolatai immediately ordered the incursion to pursue the researchers and find the Lake Gulf. Our ship's sensors have been tracking an ion stream left behind by the Klingon researchers' shuttle. We expect to locate the Lake Gulf in a few hours.
Yep, so there we go guys, I'm back LPing, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.